In the rich tapestry of history, Bengal's cotton muslins shimmered like gold in Western markets, captivating traders from across the seas. This insatiable demand ignited a fire within British traders, compelling them to establish a military presence in the region, driven by the relentless pursuit of economic gain. The military actions orchestrated by the East India Company were not merely tactics of control, they were strategic maneuvers fueled by profound economic interests. As the world turned to 1947, a monumental shift unfolded with the establishment of Pakistan. This was not just a political rearrangement, it was the heartfelt cry of a community yearning for a separate homeland, passionately supported by non-Bengali Muslims. This foundational moment reshaped not only borders, but also the very soul of the region, creating ripples that would echo for generations. In the wake of independence, however, East Pakistan found itself grappling with a deep economic disparity. The wealth harvested from the fertile jute fields was siphoned off, flowing relentlessly to West Pakistan. This inequitable distribution led to a growing sense of discontent and frustration among the Bengali population, who felt their contributions were overshadowed and disregarded. From the shadows of discontent, the Awami League emerged, embodying the hopes and dreams of the Bengali people. Their rise was not just a political maneuver, it was a powerful response to years of political underrepresentation and economic neglect compared to their West Pakistani counterparts. This group became a beacon of hope, advocating fiercely for Bengali rights and aspirations. The pivotal 1970 elections became a clarion call for the Six-Point Movement, crystallizing the Bengali majority's yearning for political power and autonomy. This moment marked a turning point in East Pakistan's journey, igniting a fervent desire for independence that would not be easily silenced. Yet, after the elections, a storm brewed over the political landscape. The military junta's refusal to yield power to the Awami League, despite their undeniable electoral victory, intensified frustrations. It was a fierce struggle for democratic governance that echoed through the hearts of millions longing for their voices to be heard. Tensions escalated further as the postponement of the assembly was perceived not as a strategic decision, but as a dire attempt to stifle the people's will. Nationwide demonstrations erupted, fueled by the citizens' unquenchable thirst for a legitimate political process, a vital spark igniting the flames of resistance. In this fervent climate, a parallel government took shape in East Pakistan, spearheaded by the Awami League through their non-cooperation movements. The act of halting taxes and shuttering offices was not merely symbolic, it was a powerful assertion of control, a courageous stand against the oppressive forces that loomed over them. However, the military's brutal crackdown against the Bengali population intensified, ushering in a period of confrontation and tragic loss. The people, united by a common cause, bravely resisted military operations, determined to block the shipments of arms intended for their subjugation. As the Awami League solidified its control in East Pakistan, tensions simmered dangerously, leading to military actions against students and perceived dissenters. The innocent were caught in the crossfire, tragically suffering violence that underscored the desperate need for change and the protection of their basic rights. Amidst this turmoil, the government in exile played a pivotal role in orchestrating resistance against the oppressive Pakistani military. With unwavering determination, they sought international support, establishing a guerrilla warfare strategy that resonated with the cries of a nation yearning for freedom. Internationally, the response was one of outrage and condemnation, as protests erupted globally against the brutalities unleashed by the Pakistani regime. Yet, amid this fervor, the United States maintained its support for Pakistan, swayed by the strategic interests shaped by Nixon and Kissinger's policies. December 3, 1971, became a date etched in history as the Indian Army launched its invasion of East Pakistan. This pivotal moment culminated in the military defeat of Pakistan, marking a decisive victory for the people who had endured so much suffering under military rule. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's return from imprisonment on January 8, 1972, symbolized hope and new beginnings for the newly liberated Bangladesh. Yet, as the dust settled, he confronted a complex landscape, facing opposition from various political factions eager to stake their claim in the evolving narrative. However, the aftermath of the Liberation War unveiled harsh economic realities. Rural poverty and displacement cast a long shadow over the population, as many struggled daily for basic resources, navigating a landscape fraught with challenges in their quest for survival. Rahman's inability to manage the rising tide of political dissent led to a tumultuous crackdown on opposition movements, employing state apparatus to sustain his hold on power. This reign of terror bred a climate of fear and repression, stifling the hopes of a nation looking for true democracy. The 1974 famine further complicates the political crisis, where dire food shortages became tools manipulated for political gain. The suffering was exacerbated by international aid being overshadowed by local traders hoarding food, leading to desperation amongst the vulnerable. Rahman's shift to a one-party system alienated numerous supporters and breached democratic principles. This drastic maneuver significantly eroded the public's trust and confidence, casting a pall over his leadership as the nation faced an uncertain future. Yet, Mujibur Rahman's imprisonment during the liberation struggle only fortified his status as a national symbol. Upon his return in 1972, he united millions, becoming the very embodiment of Bangladesh's national identity and aspirations for freedom and justice. The aftermath of Mujib's assassination precipitated a power struggle, with Colonel Khaled Musharraf's coup illustrating the persistent military tensions within the country. This tragic event sparked a cycle of violence and instability, leaving Bangladesh in a profound state of uncertainty. In the chaos that followed Mujib's death, General Ziaur Rahman emerged as a central figure, consolidating power amid military disorder. His rule was marked by uprisings and a chilling response to dissent, further entrenching the military's influence in the political landscape. Since 1981, the political scene in Bangladesh has been dominated by military regimes, resulting in elections marred by boycotts and accusations of fraud. This unsettling reality has perpetuated a climate of disenfranchisement, where the voices of the populace are consistently drowned out. Economically, the nation finds itself in a distressing decline, with the majority of citizens sinking deeper into poverty while a privileged elite flourishes. The stark disparity is glaringly evident in the low per capita income, illuminating the widening chasm of inequality that leaves many in despair. For rural populations, the situation is bleak, riddled with inadequate nutrition and alarmingly high infant mortality rates. The government has historically turned a blind eye, failing to tackle the pressing issues of landlessness and agricultural challenges that plague the livelihoods of countless families. Yet amidst these challenges, the emergence of non-governmental organizations in Bangladesh since the War of Liberation in 1987 offers a glimmer of hope. These organizations aim to address rural poverty and land access, innovating unique solutions to uplift the marginalized. Dr. Yunus, a visionary, established Grameen Bank to empower the landless, granting loans that traditional banks often deny based on the absence of assets. His initiative has become a lifeline for many, igniting possibilities where there were once barriers. While the population growth in Bangladesh poses significant challenges, there exists a flicker of optimism. Evidence suggests that the nation holds the potential to sustainably support a growing populace through enhanced agricultural practices and progressive land reforms.